Katie was old enough that she went to work, somebody was in Nokomis, Illinois, which was about, I don't know, where's Nokomis? Do you know, Joe? I don't know either, but it might have been like a couple hours away in another town.
Yeah.
So Katie went there to work and clean house and things. I don't know if Grandma had a relative there or what, but that's where she went. And so she just had Tony then when she met Mr. Arp. But I was always afraid of Grandpa for some reason. I don't know why. He died when Johnny Lutschka was about 3 years old, I remember. Because in those days they used to put the net over the screen because they brought the bodies home. And Johnny was used to always going and bringing Grandpa his pipe.
Yeah.
You know, bring his pipe. So he brought his pipe and he knew Grandpa was in this box. So he took the pipe and he threw it in there. And of course the ashes went all over everything, so the undertaker had to come and clean Grandpa up, you know. So I can remember that I was about 10 or 11 then. 10. And Tony died the next year.
This is where you're,
This is in Detroit, Michigan.
now he got a job working in the Ford factory. He
Now
tested
this-
automobile.
This is my mother's brother, Russ. This is my dad. That's my mother. That's Uncle Tony. And there's Aunt Julie.
Yeah.
And this was in Detroit, Michigan. I don't know where in Detroit.
Yeah, well, he was boarding with some family.
Yeah, she must have given me. Tony's the one I was nuts about. You know, he brought, I got a,
Tony was a good,
Cedar?
sociable, he was lonely.
well,
Very
Tony
lonely
drank too much. Tony drank too much. He had the shakes. I remember him when I was a kid. And
Well,
the
you
only
know-
one that could get him to come home from the tavern was me. Grandma would tell me, go get Uncle Tony, because I was his favorite. I don't know.
You know that my mother was in, she just had a father, her mother died. And she was the littlest. So they would send her to meet him on payday.
Oh,
And the guys would say, come on, James, you have a drink with us. He'd say, no, I have the little gal. The minute he got home, they'd take all his
yeah, well, I brought some pictures here from the family. This is my daughter.
I'm going to put my glasses.
She was 31, Joe, this year. She was 31 in July. This is my mother's brother, and this is my husband. This is my mother's brother and my husband. This is my husband again. And this is in our house. This is my husband, my son, my brother. You know, my brother stayed with us after
Oh, no, I didn't know
just for 3 or 4 months when he retired. That's him again, my brother.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
His arm worked out.
But he never did have use of it anymore. This is me, and this is my mother in the nursing
Oh,
home
she
now.
looks wonderful.
Yeah.
She looks better than she looked when I saw her.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Well, she's 90 years old now. Yeah, she's 90. No, it comes and goes. She remembers some. This is my mother, and this is her brother. He's 88, and she's 90. This was her 90th birthday. Oh, and this is just another one of me and her. Oh, I've got a little poodle. I just got him. And that's what she's holding there. Don's in the pool. And there he is. And see, you can't hardly see her.
You like Clara?
Yeah, I love it. My husband I was wondering about because he'd never really been there, only for vacations, but never to live. You know, I love it. This is my mother
You live in
again.
Port St. Lucie?
Yes. I live in the same house that my mother had. Yeah. And this is her. And
Well,
this
you
is...
see, it's all right for you, but they were getting upset when they were living there because she couldn't get around.
Oh.
Alice had to drive her every place and all, you know?
Yeah.
And I guess when
Well,
Alice...
she was getting a little... Alice wasn't feeling well, though.
That's
too,
right.
at the time. Right. And she knew that she couldn't... My mother was getting worse, and she knew that she couldn't...
care of her.
Because I knew it
Well,
when
they
I
were
went
not
down...
too happy when I was down there, you know?
This is in the house, and this is me, and this is my mother, and this is a girlfriend of mine that I went to grade school and high school and everything with. And this is a picture on the wall that some friend of mine painted for my daughter. This is these are my two kids. This is at Alice's funeral. This is my son, that's Linda, and this is Alice's boy, Jimmy, and her daughter, Cheryl. And this is at my house that I sold. This is Linda and my mother. This is before we ever moved down. Now these are the last pictures I had of Alice. They were taken in October of '93.
I saw her in 1990.
Yeah, well, these are the last ones. Now, see, Joe, she's got the thing in the oxygen like you, in her nose. This is her daughter.
How long did she use the oxygen?
She didn't have the oxygen when we were there.
I would say she went on it in '92. When I was there, because they brought her, my mother Alice got very bad, and I was there in July of '92. August of '92, Alice went back to Peoria to be with Cheryl. And my brother and them were going to take care of my mother, but a sister-in-law, I don't care what they say, they're not the same as a daughter. So they were going to take her, so they only had her 3 or 4 weeks at the most. And in September, Labor Day weekend, they drove my mother down to Westville. We came down and I took her to Chicago with me, and she's been with me since September '92. So Alice was on the oxygen, I would say, in... she wasn't on it completely in July, but she was in August of '92.
And she had it all the time?
Oh, yeah, just like you, day and night.
50% or 40?
You know, I really couldn't tell you, whatever it was.
That was up before.
I really don't. I should have talked to Cheryl, I guess. Maybe I could talk to Cheryl and Dr. London or something, you know, but I don't know.
What's the difference?
Yes, right. Each one is different, I think, you know. I think that, yeah. And here's Cheryl, Alice, and me.
She looks better than that when I saw her.
Yeah, and here she is again, Cheryl, Alice, and my husband. This is my house in Oak Park. And here, I don't know what we were doing. I just got a bunch of pictures. And here's me and my mother and Alice and Cheryl over here. And here's Alice again and Cheryl. And here's Cheryl pinching my daughter in the butt. I'm trying to get their picture together, and my mother. And then there's my daughter, Linda.
She's tall, your daughter.
She's 5'8", and Cheryl, I think, is 5'7", yeah. Yeah, she is. Both of my kids are tall.
Yeah, how tall are you, Joe?
6 foot.
Yeah.
But I just tell them I'm still boss.
How old
I
are
could
you?
have to reach up.
How tall are you?
5'3".
Oh, I'm only 5'2".
Yeah, Alice was 5'2". This is my daughter, and this is my daughter's boyfriend that she's laying with right now. And here's Alice and Don. They loved one another. Really, you know, they did. And
Did
these are
he die before her?
That's my husband.
Oh,
No.
oh, I
Her
see.
husband died, yes.
Yeah, I thought her husband was dead when I
Yeah.
saw her. You know, we couldn't, we were staying with my brother, and my sister-in-law dropped us off, and we stayed for about an hour and a half,
Uh-huh.
and then she picked us up, you know?
Yeah, yeah. This is just a picture of the old house, Joe. Here's the train I wanted to show you. They still go by. That's by the old, the garage.
Yeah.
You know.
He said there's 3,200 people in Westville. I didn't think there were that many.
I thought there were more. There used to be 37.
It went down with the last census.
Oh.
The sign still says 36.
And here's me and my mother at my house. And here's my mom and her brother.
She looks good for 90.
Yeah. Now this is the last time that my brother was here, and when he went. Those are the pictures of when that morning he was getting ready to leave. And there he is.
What did he do for a living?
He's an accountant.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
He made out pretty well.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
he get married?
Oh yeah, he's married, never had any children though.
Uh-huh.
But she had a boy.
I think there's a...
Betty, could you get some old pictures of ours? We'll show them.
I'm showing her them. Let
I
me
mean,
just...
the ones with me and the kids.
I'm going to show them to... I want to put some chicken in the oven. They can have a little salad and chicken before
Okay,
they go,
yeah.
all right?
Are you ready to eat too?
Yeah, I haven't had anything since 7 o'clock this
Oh, well
morning.
then, fine, that'll be good. I just wanted to bring a few
It'll
just to get
take
you
about an
updated.
hour. It'll take about half an hour.
That's all right.
All right?
That's good, that's fine. So anyway, Joe, do you remember the time we went to the dance upstairs in that in that Legion or whatever it was up above, well, I was about 16, 17. Let's see, how much older are you than me? I'm 66. And you're 80, 14 years older?
I'm 80, I'll be 81 in December
Of this
22nd.
year. So you're,
Say 80,
yeah, okay.
80 and a half.
All right, so say 14 years. And you must have been 16.